Hello students, today we are going to discuss about the resolving power of optical instruments. Resolving power of the optical instruments. Resolving power of optical instruments. So resolving power of optical instruments. So what I mean by the resolution, limit of resolution, and what would be the resolving power, and is it same for telescope and microscope, and these are things we have to discuss today class. Then let me go in detail about what do you mean by the resolution, when we can tell that the resolving has been done. So that things we will discuss today. So let me, in last class in ray optics and optical instruments we have discussed about the resolution, that is what the telescopes, magnifying power of the telescope and magnification of the microscopes like compound microscope, astronomical telescopes and terrestrial telescopes. These are things for all these types of the optical instruments we have seen. Now let me discuss about the what do you mean by the resolution or resolving power of optical instruments and what is the limit of resolution. When we have taken for spherical aberration which is given to the lenses, whereas there is no chromatic aberration for even mirrors which are parabolic mirrors, no chromatic aberration. That is what. Now when we are taking resolving power is nothing but, let me I can be at two dots which are separated by certain distance. Now I have kept two dots like this, and here also I kept two dots, and here we have kept 2 point objects. Now can you tell from these dots which pair of these dots can be observed clearly, which can be visible clearly? Is this or is this or is this or is this? So it will be observable clearly. Is it? And these two are not observed clearly because these two objects are very close to each other. Is it? That is what here we have to discuss. Result our eye, for our eye, what will be the angle obtained by the eye by the object? Is it? So angular magnification which is determined by the objective in telescope. Objective. Is it? Similar as here, these two means whenever there is certain minimum separation between the two objects, then only we can observe those two objects distinctly by our eye. But even if you want to observe these two objects separately or distinctly, then what we have to use? Let us say that we know already microscope has to be used, or when we know already that the telescope is used to be to observe the distant objects. Is it? For that purpose, here, what does it represent here? There should be a minimum separation between two objects, two distinct separately. What will be the minimum separation between two objects? That minimum separation between the two objects is called limit of resolution. Limit of resolution of that optical instrument. Limit of resolution of that optical instrument. What do you mean by the limit of resolution? Limit of resolution which is nothing but minimum distance between the minimum separation of minimum distance between two point objects which can be seen distinguishedly, which can be distinguishable, distinguished, or which can be seen distinctly, which can be seen distinctly. So these are what the limit of resolution of the telescope, or when we use microscope, limit of resolution of the microscope. Then what will be the resolving power? Resolving power. What do you mean by the resolving power? A theta minimum, or even you can write d minimum. So what do you mean by the resolving power? The reciprocal of the limit of resolution of an optical instrument is said to be resolving power. So which is nothing but what you can write here? Reciprocal of the limit of resolution. Limit of resolution. Limit of resolution of optical instrument is said to be resolving power. Now let me try to explain about the resolving power or limit of resolution of the telescope and thereafter microscope. First let me discuss about telescope. Okay, already we know about the telescopes. We have two lenses which are at the side of the object, we call it the object lens, and here to the eye we call it the eye lens. And out of these eye lens and object lens, which will be having more focal length or more aperture in telescope? Yes, we know that object will have more aperture, because and even the eye lens will have less aperture, size of the aperture. So that already I discussed that for a telescope, the angular magnification or angular angular resolution is described, which is given by the objective lens. Okay, so let me take here objective of aperture, objective of aperture. D which is nothing but 2 times of A, and having focal length is F. Focal length is F. That means we have an objective. And the object is here for a telescope. Where would be the object? Object is at infinity. Then where do you get image? Image format focus. We know already for convex lenses. If the object is at infinity, image format focus. If the object is at focus, image format infinity. That's what here for a telescope, the object is at infinity. Let me take here parallel beam of light. So whenever the parallel beam of light is incident on a object lens, what would happen? It would be focused on the screen, which is at the focus point. Then a bright spot is observed. Onto the focus point. Bright spot is observed on the focus point. That is but instead of getting to the focus point, this is when bright spot is observed onto the focus point. But because of we know already what do you mean by the diffraction. Diffraction takes place whenever the wavelength of the light is comparable to the wavelength of the size of the aperture. Is it? That means when you have taken due to this diffraction, because of the diffraction of the light, there would be no bright spot observed on the screen, but there would be some bright fringes, bright and dark fringes are observed. Is it? That is due to what? Diffraction pattern of the light onto the upper. So I'll draw here. That is what here, whenever the light is incident on this screen, so light is incident on this lens, which is object 2. Is it object 2? So what will happen? Instead of focusing onto the pointer, then we get a bright spot, that is here a diffraction pattern is observed, and this is what the central bright fringe is observed. Central bright fringe is observed. Is it? That is what? Due to diffraction of light. Here the angle is theta, and where it is focused actually F. Is it? Now from the analysis or from the studies here, this is the diffraction pattern. But after thereafter what we have like again dark fringes and bright fringes are found. Now this is what central bright fringe. Is it? Central bright spot is observed. Then what will be the radius of the central bright spot? From the analysis or from the studies, we have given that radius of central bright spot, radius of the central bright spot R0 is equal to 0.61 lambda by F by D into F. Is it? Then in the angle is measurement, what you know? This theta into F. This is what? Radius. But what will be the minimum separation between these two? What will be the minimum separation between these two? Here it is what? A represents, for example, if you are taking it is 2A is the aperture, then A is what? The half of the aperture. Then here what we write? Limit of resolution, which is nothing but minimum separation between these two. D is equal to 1.22 lambda by D. 1.22 lambda by D. Is it? 1.22 lambda by D. This is nothing but the minimum separation between the two objects, which would be observed by the telescope. Wherever, what do you mean by wave? What is lambda? Lambda represents what? Wavelength of the light. Wavelength of the light. Is it? Wavelength of the light. Whereas D means what? Diameter of the aperture of the lens. Diameter of aperture of a lens. Diameter of aperture of a lens. Then what will be the resolving power of the telescope? What is resolving power? Resolving power RP is equal to reciprocal of the minimum separation between the two objects. Is it? That is equal to what? 1 by this D by 1.22 lambda. D by 1.22 lambda. This is the resolving power of the telescope, and this is what limit of resolution of the telescope. Now, how can you increase the resolving power of the telescope? So, diameter of the, by using the greater diameter of the aperture of the lens, or by using less wavelength of light, the resolving power can be increased. Limit of resolution is what? Reciprocal. By using more wavelength of the light, or by using less diameter of the aperture, the limit of resolution will be more. So, these are what we even your theta is equal to nothing but 1.22 lambda by D. 1.22 lambda by D. then theta is equal, d is equal to what? This is what minimum separation, minimum angular separation. Theta minimum also n, or minimum separation between the two also. This is for the telescope. What is the limit of resolution and resolving power? And remember here, you'll ask the questions based on this one. What would be the, how can you increase the resolving power of the telescope? So how can you increase here from this expression? By using less wavelength of the light, by using more aperture of the object in this telescope, we can increase the resolving power. Or how can you change the limit of resolution of the telescope? So we can observe. So let me discuss about the resolving power of the microscopes or limit of resolution of the microscopes. Let me discuss about the limit of resolution or resolving power of the microscope. In a microscope, the object is placed just beyond the focus point. The object is placed. Then what we have, there is some angle subtended which is beta. This is also beta, and we know already this is what diameter of the aperture. Now let me take here d represents the diameter of the aperture. Then here it is what a r. But because of the diffraction pattern, we get the here also get the central bright fringe. And then we have this here light is refracted and form onto this. This is here we get central bright fringe. Now what will be the, here you have to observe, this is what u, and here it is what v. And here already known this is what the diameter of the aperture v. Now here some angle is subtended theta. Let me discuss here. What do you mean by the, from this diameter of the aperture, what do you mean by the tan beta? Tan beta is equal to what? Half of this aperture by the object distance. Then d by 2 by f. So this is what almost okay. D by 2f, d by 2 by f. That represents what we can write here? D by 2f, or d by f is equal to what? 2 tan beta. D by f is equal to what? 2 tan beta. D by f is equal to tan beta. Even we can write for small angles tan theta is equal to theta and sin theta is equal to beta. Then okay, for small angles, even we can write instead of tan beta, sin beta. You can write sin beta, that is equal to what? D by f. But we know what do you mean by the magnification? M is equal to what you know? V by u. Here remember what is theta? V. And what is this one? Remember again from the observations what we can write here? Theta is equal to 1.22 lambda by d. 1. Theta is nothing but 1.22 lambda by d. But remember, v is equal to what you know? M is equal to what? V by u. V can be written as, or u can be written as v by m. Is it v by m? Then what is the minimum separation between that is equal to? So let me write here. 1.22, which is nothing but v into theta. But by m magnification, that is equal to what we can write here? 1.22 lambda into 1.22 lambda by d nothing but F can be written. F can be written. Is it? Here V by M is equal to V by M is equal to U. U is identically equal to M. So that's what I have written here. Now 1.22 lambda by F by D. F by D. F by D is nothing but what you can write? 1 by 2 sin beta. F by D can be written as what? 1 by 2 sin beta. So F by D is equal to 1 by 2 sin beta. So instead of this F by D, let me write here 2 sin beta. 2 sin beta. Is it okay? Here what I have written 1.22 lambda instead of F by D. Instead of F by D, I have written 2n 1 by 2n sin beta. 1 by 2n sin beta. That's what I have written. 1 by 2 lambda by 2 sin beta. But remember, this is what in a microscope it is objective. Objective. Now, whenever there is a medium inside of in front of this lens, in front of the objective, if air is a medium, then what we have taken 1.22 lambda by 2 sin beta. Whenever an objective is immersed in a oil of refractive index mu, is it? That means when there is a oil or a liquid in front of the objective, and such type of the telescopes are called, such type of the microscopes are called oil microscope, oil immersion microscope, oil immersion microscopes. What do you mean by oil immersion microscope? Oil immersion microscope. So whenever in front of the objective, if the objective is in immersion, or if the oil is there, if there is a liquid, if there is liquid, if there is a liquid in front of the objective, if there is a liquid in front of objective, then such type of the microscopes are called what? Oil immersion microscope. In that case, what happens to the wavelength? Wavelength in a liquid is equal to wavelength of the light in A by refractive index of the liquid. Refractive index of the liquid. So what we can write here, therefore, limit of resolution D minimum is equal to 1.22 lambda. So instead of lambda, what you have to write? Lambda dash is equal to by 2 sin beta. That represents the limit of resolution is equal to 1.22 lambda by 2n sin beta. 1.22 lambda by 2n sin beta. This is what the limit of resolution. Even we can write here where n sin beta is called numerical aperture of the microscope. Numerical aperture of the microscope, n sin beta. Is it numerical aperture of the microscope? What is numerical aperture of the microscope? N sin beta is called what? Numerical aperture of the microscope. Whereas, what would be the resolving power of the microscope? So let me write here. We know already the resolving power is nothing but the inversely proportional to the reciprocal of the limit of resolution. So resolving power resolving power or P is equal to 1 by 1 by minimum separation or theta min, even we can write. That is equal to what? 2n sin theta by 2n sin theta by 1.22 lambda. This is what resolving power. Okay. Here then what would be the beta? What are the terms here? Lambda represents the wavelength of the light. N represents what? Refractive index. Beta represents what? Semi-vertex angle. Where lambda is wavelength of the light. N is refractive index. Beta is semi-vertex angle. Now the questions are asked based on this. How can you increase the resolving power of the microscope? Write any two methods of increasing resolving power of the microscope. So how can you write? Resolving power is directly proportional to the refractive index. Whatever we have taken the medium, liquid in front of the object too. If it is having more refractive index, then resolving power is more. And if the light is having less wavelength, then what is that? The resolving power more. That means by using less wavelength of the light and using high refractive index of the liquid in front of the object too, we can increase the resolving power of the microscope. Whereas limit of resolution of similar as at 1.22 lambda by 2n sin beta, and these are very important topics in ray optics or ray optics resolution. So what do you mean by the resolution? What we can tell? From the diffraction technique, how can you explain the resolution of the microscope? What do you mean by the resolution? Let us discuss. Rayleigh's criterion for the resolution. Rayleigh's criterion for the resolution. So what would be that? By using these optical instruments, the resolving power or limit of resolution is nothing but minimum separation between two objects. So when we have taken two objects, if the light passes through that one, due to this object you will get diffraction pattern, and due to this object you also will get the diffraction pattern. So let me take here one object we have, here one object we have. So due to this one you will get whenever you obtain that diffraction pattern onto this ray. Now due to this one you will get the diffraction which is central maximum, and this is what central maxima, and this is what first minimum, and this is central maximum, first second maximum, and second maximum, and so on. Now due to this one, whatever we get the diffraction pattern, and this is for first one. Let me take here second one. Due to this, if we get the diffraction pattern like this. Now this is a central maxima of second one. Now we have to see the difference between central maxima of first one and first minima. If the central maxima of the first one is coincide with the first minima of the second diffraction pattern, then we can tell the result. Then that is just resolved. Two objects can be just resolved. When it is just resolved. When with the central bright fringe of the first pattern is intersect with the first minima of the second diffraction pattern. First minima. So let me take here first minima. This is first minima, and this is what central maxima. Central maxima. Is it? Now these two are what now? These two are objects are just resolved. If A value is more, what happens? It is best result. If it is very less, then it is not resolved. Is it? What you can understand here? What do you mean by the resolution? If the central maxima of central just resolved when central maxima of one is on first minima of second one. First minima of second one. Is it? When central maxima of first one is on first minima of second one. Is it? In this case, this one. Now these two objects are just resolved. If these are not like, if it is more than this one, it is not. If it is more than that, it can be resolved. And if it is very close, then it is not resolved. That means here if we have if the center maxima of the first one is like more than this one, or not first minima, first maxima or second minima, whatever it may be, then in that case it is it is best resolved. But if it is less than this one, it is not. If it is more than this, it can be resolved. If it is less than this, it is not resolved. This is what the range is indicating for the resolving power of the telescopes or microscopes, whatever. This is what GA. In that next case, if the central maxima are more, so best result, whatever it is. If it is very close to each other, this is what not resolved. Is not resolved. Let me discuss few examples based on this limit of resolution of the microscopes and telescopes and resolving power of the microscopes and telescopes. And even already we have seen that the Fresnel zones. Let me discuss once again that what do you mean by the Fresnel distance? Fresnel distance is nothing but when you have taken a slit width A for a screen, the distance travelled by the beam of the light for which the distribution of the diffraction pattern on the screen is exactly same as that of the width of the slit. Then what should be the distance travelled? That is nothing but Fresnel. If the distance is more than this one, then we cannot observe this diffraction pattern. If it is less than this one, then what would be represented to the ray optics, which is value of the ray optics. Is it? Then we know already it is ZF is equal to A square by lambda. The distance traveled by the light for which the distribution of the diffraction pattern, the linear width of the distribution of the diffraction pattern on the screen is exactly same as that of the slit width. That is called Fresnel distance. We have telescope of Mount Carmel has a diameter of 200 inch. What is the limiting angle of resolution for 600 nanometer light? So what we know here, what is given? Diameter of this 200 inch. Diameter of aperture D is equal to 200 inch. That is 200 into 2.54 centimeter. 1 inch is equal to how many centimeter? 2.54 centimeter. Then what will be this value? 508 centimeter. But convert this centimeter into meter. What is it? 5.08 meter. So we got the diameter of the aperture. Whereas the wavelength is given what? 600 nanometer. Wavelength is given 600 nanometer. That is 6 into 10 power minus 7 meter. Wavelength. Then they are asking the limiting angle of resolution. Limiting angle of resolution. Limiting angle of resolution, which is 1.22 lambda by d. This is for microscope. Then you substitute values. That is equal to d minimum is equal to 1.22 into 6 into 10 power minus 7 wavelength by d represents diameter of the aperture 5.08. Is it? And this is around here what we have 6 by 5.08 1.2 into 1.22 into 10 power minus 7, which is nothing but around 1.44 into 10 power minus 7, 1.44 into 10 power minus 7 radian. 1.44 into 10 power minus 7 radian is the limiting resolution of the Mount Palomar telescope, which is given here. Just we have used only the formula d minimum is equal to. So let me discuss one more example. The limit of resolution of microscope if the numerical aperture of microscope is 0.12 and wavelength of light used is 600 nanometer. So tell me what is given? Limit of resolution we need to calculate, but numerical aperture is given. Numerical aperture is given. What is numerical aperture? Which is called numerical aperture? N sin beta is numerical aperture. Then n sin beta is equal to 0.12. Then wavelength lambda is equal to 6 into 10 power minus 7 meter. Then what is the limiting resolution? Limit of resolution. Limit of resolution d minimum is equal to what is formula? 1.22 lambda by 2n sin beta. 2n sin beta. Then substitute values here is equal to 1.22 lambda by 2 into lambda is nothing but 6 into 10 power minus 7 by 2 into n sin beta 0.1. Is it? Here how many times it is? 3 times. 3 times. And this would be around 10 times. Then what you get here? 3 into 10 power minus 6 meter or 3 micrometer. 3 micrometer is the limiting resolution of this microscope. Is it? Wavelength of light used in an optical instrument are lambda 1 and lambda 2 given. Wavelengths are given. Then the ratio of the respective resolving powers we need to calculate. What is the ratio? Tell me, what is resolving power of the microscope? For microscope, whatever they given, they didn't mention whether it is a telescope or microscope. So that let us see. what is resolving power? 2n sin beta by 1.22 lambda. Whereas for microscope and it is what? Telescope. For telescope what you know? D by 1.22 lambda. So that what you can observe from these, either telescope or microscope, resolving power is inversely proportional to wavelength. Is it? Inversely proportional to the wavelength because these are remaining constants. Then they are asking resolving power of first one to the resolving power of second one. That is equal to what? Lambda 2 by lambda 1 because of inversely proportional. That is equal to lambda 2 is what? 5000 by 4000 angstrom, which is 5 by 4. Then what is the ratio here? 5 is to 4 is the ratio of the resolving. For what distance is ray optics a good approximation when the aperture is 3 millimeter while the wavelength is 500 nanometer. So let me see, let me write what they mean. For what distance is ray optics is good approximation? Tell me. If the distance is less than or equal to the Fresnel distance, Z of represents what? Fresnel distance, then the ray optics is valid. More than that, then that is what ray optics. Now what is when aperture size A is equal to what? 3 millimeter, that is equal to 3 to 10 power minus 3 meter. Whereas wavelength is given 5 into 10 power minus 7 meter, 500 nanometer, that converted into meter, 5 into 10 power 7 meter minus 7 meter. Therefore Fresnel distance ZF is equal to A square by lambda, that is equal to 3 into 10 power minus 3 whole square A square by wavelength lambda, 5 into 10 power minus, that is equal to 3 square, 9 into 10 power minus 6 by 5 into 10 power minus 7 is equal to 10 power means 90 by 5, which is 18 meter. Okay. Now from this aperture till 18 meter, ray optics is valid. On that, wave optics is approximated. This is what the validity of ray optics is, depends upon the Fresnel distance. So these are the things which are depend upon the diffraction of light. We have discussed in last classes. In previous classes we have discussed about the diffraction minimum and maximum conditions. Based on that, some examples, some problems we discussed in the last class. And today we have discussed of the resolving power of the telescopes or microscope, and when we can tell that the resolution has been done and what the Fresnel joules or Fresnel distances. Based on that we have seen some examples. So be practice well these concepts and even the point of view of the objective also, and it would be very interesting, and we will be discussing in next class about the is a light transverse or longitudinal waves. If it is a longitudinal, if it is a transverse, which phenomena is confirms that nature, that we will discuss in next class. Keep watching and be practice well and ready for the next class. Thank you.